What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Dr. Wondy. This is a special segment where we talk about you and your problems. And we all know, we all got a lot of problems. By the way, I'm not a real doctor. If you've been enjoying these segments, click on the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the little bell for notifications for the next video. Enjoy!
Paging Dr. Wondy.
Alright, our next question. How to handle some people who tries to impersonate someone else and it ends up becoming a big problem. Impersonation? I don't know. Maybe like confront them? Have an intervention? Report them? Probably. I don't think there's enough details here for me to really say anything. To who? I mean, you can report them to the websites they're impersonating from. Like, you can't impersonate someone on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Like, you'll get blocked. If it's on like a gaming community, you can probably like talk to some administrators, or you can just tell the people that they're interacting with that they're impersonating someone and that they're fake. I feel like you just have to approach the right people and let them know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the situation. Like, all I know is this very, very vague thing. So, I mean, that's all I can really say. I don't know the exact situation. And I don't know why it's a big problem either. Like, I don't have any details. You gotta tell me the who, what, when, where, why, how. Bro, can you move your butt and your tail? Hello, sir. Can you move? You're like completely in my way. Jeez. Early 20s, I'm looking into working, making new friends after being overwhelmed with a close friend. I've been with them since elementary school, and being a dumb kids, we both didn't know we were doing together. Playing games together, and the friend in mind keeps finding themselves banned within a few weeks. Around high school, I started experiencing depression where I didn't want to interact nor trust other people. I quickly realized that wasn't good when college came around, and I made myself go counseling because I couldn't handle myself being mixed with emotion with my friends starting to look into a partner. They had me do things that I didn't like to do, like pretend to be with them so I can talk to the person in mind they like to start a relationship with. I started to realize more how much they weren't acting like themselves and they just being lured to breed to cure their own depression. What should I do since I decided to leave them alone because I had my own health, pay attention, and I want to be a better person? Is it time to cut them off? The English is very hard to comprehend here, but yes, it is time to cut them off. If they're not a good influence on your life, then you should not be with them, or you should not be friends with them. What kind of rice do you use in your rice cooker, and what ratio water rice? I think I use jasmine. I think that's what my mom buys me. And the water ratio is just like I use my hand to measure. I use my hand to measure. Hand doesn't work with basmati? Oh, then I don't know. I just use like regular Asian people rice. Like jasmine, or like the Japanese or Chinese or Thai rice. I don't even know. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh. Sorry, I had my headphones on max volume for a second there.
That's cool. What's up?
Not much. Just was wondering if I could ask a question for Dr. Wondy. I would have put it through the text format, but it's a little bit complicated. I didn't exactly know how to put it in words.
Okay, you can let me know. You could tell us, like, I guess, how old you are first?
Oh, I'm 19.
Okay. and then go for it. What's the question you want to ask?
Okay. So basically, where do I start? I've been having some family issues, I guess. Yeah, it's just, uh, it's like, how do I put this? It's almost like everybody's on edge. It's like so I have like two brothers, and then it's like, my oldest brother is, sorry, it's like, there's basically a rift between like every single person in my family as far as right now. And it's, yeah, there, you can just feel like there's a lot of tension, and I think a lot of it's because of my dad, in a sense, because yeah, it just seems like he wants like my brothers and I to basically follow what he wants to do, except for sometimes um, he's, I know it's going to sound like a spoiled and kind of selfish way to think this, but it's almost like doesn't seem to know, he doesn't seem to understand like a different perspective, if that makes sense. He kind of only follows like what he um, like what he wants us to do, like what he wants us, what he says. Like eventually, like, also like in our lives, in our life choices. So like what profession we want to go to, like he want, and I guess a big example is like with my brother, my oldest brother. Originally he was planning to go to med school and become a doctor. But he ended up basically foregoing that and then just taking care of me as I was growing up. Especially since I played sports, so he just took me around to tournaments and everything like that. And unfortunately, that didn't go too well. And my father like blames a lot of my failures on my oldest brother, and that kind of put that divide in between their relationship. And it's like even now, like when my oldest brother is not at home, like my dad will basically talk bad about him to me and my middle brother. And he's always like, hey, the reason why it's like this is because he didn't listen to me and do what I say he should do. And even now, it's like, because my oldest brother right now works as a consultant almost for families going into sports, with kids like playing sports. And my dad like doesn't want him to do that. And so it's like
How old's your brother?
especially my oldest brother is 35 actually.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm kind of losing you.
No, I got it.
But it's like even now, it's like I guess to sum it up, it's just like my dad. It kind of feels like my dad has a stranglehold on every one of our lives. In a sense, it's like we aren't allowed to go outside of this bubble or shield that he's placed around us. Even if it's like for something very small, like for me especially is like he only lets me go outside of the house if it's only for school or going to the gym. It's like even when I go to school, it's like he wants me just go just go to school, like don't make any friends, come back
What?
and then like do homework, and then read books if I'm not doing homework. Um,
What the?
and yeah, it's like, and then eat, sleep, and then just do the same thing. Um, yeah, and it's kind of getting on my nerves just a little bit.
So, out of curiosity, um, like what happens when you retaliate against him?
Um, he doesn't he doesn't exactly take it too well. I kind of in my mind, I call it the talk, and
Uh-huh.
it's like whether like do what he says or not. It's like at some point during the day, like every day, he'll like come into my room, like I'll be reading, just like kind of minding my own business, and he'll like come to my room, close the door, and then like give me a 30 to 45 minute like talk about like how need to listen to him like each and every day, and that's how like I become successful in life. Um, yeah,
Have you ever
it's
left the room when he was talking?
I've tried, and then he stands up and then like yells at me and says like get back here.
And
Uh,
then what happens?
and that's like I was like some every now and then like I'll just say like, hey, I've heard, I've I already know like what you're gonna say. I've heard it for like the past like few years of my life and just almost like growing up. I've heard it. I know like what you want me to do. Like I'll do it. Okay, sure. And it's like he's like, no, you don't understand. You need to hear this, and it's the same thing over and over again. And it's like, yeah,
Ah.
I don't
Hmm.
know. It's like especially now. It's another thing is like um he says it's like he's drilled into my mind like the notion that he's always said that in like this world he's the only one that's gonna uh actually care for me in a sense. Like he says like
What about your
he
mom?
says like uh that's kind of a there's kind of a toxic relationship between the two in the sense that like there's no like physical abuse or anything of that nature, but it's like I wouldn't put my mom and my dad in a room together for too long, because they'll usually some one way or another like they'll start having like a full blown argument. Like sometimes on the weekend, thankfully my mom works as a nurse, so she's gone for pretty much most of the day. But like on the weekend when she's off, like some every now and then, like I'll wake up at like 7:30 because my mom and dad are like having a full blown argument, like
Is
really early
your
in the morning.
is your brother financially dependent on your family?
My oldest brother is, I mean, technically he's working, but every now and then, like he'll come over, just
So
like
he doesn't
say
live with you
hi.
guys.
No, no, he doesn't. He's married actually right now, and he
Oh.
has a kid. But yeah, it's like my dad doesn't. It's like it's kind of weird where it's like my oldest brother the is like the closest you can be to being like disowned without actually being disowned. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's kind of it's really messed up. Yes, my family isn't exactly very. My family's kind of dysfunctional, I guess you can call
I
it.
feel
But
like when you have a bad family situation and it seems really hard to fix, the only thing you can really do is like, A, leave the home and somehow make it out in the streets or live with your brother. Or two,
mhm.
you just have to like you just have to take it until you're financially independent.
Yeah, it's like
Are you in a college right now? Like are you going to college?
yes, I
Can you transfer into somewhere that's away from home?
am. I'm actually because I'm a freshman right now.
Yeah.
I'm eventually looking to after maybe like 2 years to transfer.
I think that would be like your
But
best hope.
yeah, the thing is, it's actually weird. Like my dad has actually said before in the past, like it's like no matter where I go, he's gonna follow me
What do you mean
to
he's
make sure
gonna
I don't
follow you?
like
Like
if
he's
I
gonna
find a
physically
job.
like he's gonna
Yeah,
physically go live there?
yeah, he's gonna like physically follow me to make
Wait,
sure
so
like
what about your
I
middle
don't get.
brother?
I don't know. It's weird. It's like my middle brother. It seems like he trusts him a lot more, and then like with me, it's like he says he doesn't trust me. Like I'm 19, he says I'm still too young to make decisions, or like I don't know like what's right from wrong. Um, it's like I can't judge people, so he doesn't want me making friends in case like they get me into trouble or anything.
I don't understand.
Um, yeah,
Your
it's like
dad wants to baby you into adulthood? Like, is he just gonna continue to like breathe down your neck until you're 40? I don't understand.
yeah. He's actually also said like in the past that he's gonna be. It sounds really weird now that I think about it. He says he's gonna like take care of me until the day he dies. uh, I don't know.
I mean, that's
Um,
all parents, but like, I feel like he's taking it quite extreme.
yeah, it's like
Because he
so.
wants to control every part of your life, including your friends, which sounds like you don't have very many because, like, you don't have time to make friends, and your dad doesn't want you to meet people or talk to people. He just wants you to work, or he wants you to go to school, work out, do your sports stuff, eat, sleep, read a book, study.
Yeah, pretty
Where's
much.
where's the fun?
Yeah, it's like I guess I don't know. Like, thankfully, when I played sports, in the past, like I've met some people that I've gotten to, have, I guess, somewhat close as possible with my
Yeah.
situation, relationships with. Like every now and then, like I'll talk to them on Discord because they're in college too.
Uh huh.
So I don't ever really see them all too much, but
Yeah.
I'll talk to them. But it's like, um, sometimes like he'll hear me like in my room talking and he'll come like and ask like, hey, who's that, who are you talking to? And I said, you remember my friend Daniel or something like that.
Am I
And he's like,
Daniel right
oh.
now?
uh
I'm
i
Daniel right
guess
now.
I guess if he comes over here then I might have to pretend you are, but
Don't worry, I can
yeah,
talk
it's
in my
like,
man voice.
yeah, yeah, it's like I don't know, uh, I wouldn't call it paranoid.
Uh huh.
I guess it was a little paranoid, but you know, um, I don't know. It's like, so I don't even think like eventually if I do transfer, like I don't know if that's going to actually solve the problem if he even lets me transfer, because currently I go to school, like I still live at home obviously. um I go to a university that's nearby.
Uh huh.
And because he won't let me work like actually find a job. So I am like financially dependent on my parents.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know, like, you know, I guess kind of what to do in a sense.
I mean, I feel like realistically, there's not gonna be much you can do, as depressing as that sounds. Like, it's gonna be real, like, what you could do is gonna be really extreme versus,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's like you're literally either gonna leave your house or you're just gonna have to, like, deal with it until you're graduated and until you find a job and until you move out. That's when you'll start to have some breathing room. Otherwise, like, he's just gonna, like, I had talked to you about, like, transferring schools. You said he's gonna find a job where you go to school. Like, he doesn't want you to work, so you're still dependent. And I don't know. It just, honestly, it seems really toxic to me. But I'm not sure if, like, I'm not sure about what you can really do here. Like, I guess your other option is, like, could you live with your brother? Like, could you escape to your brother's?
Uh, I mean, I don't know if that will work either because we live like 5 minutes away from each other. So it's like,
Whose I
uh,
whose idea was it to find a place only 5 minutes from the other place?
oh, we live like in the same neighborhood, and you
No
know
matter
how
where
like
you go,
it's,
you're under the grasp of your father.
yeah, I guess
Jesus.
yeah, it's like because you know how like sometimes in Asian households it's custom to like have like your entire family live like under the same roof.
Sure.
Um, yeah, sorry if that, uh, but yeah, originally my brother was living with us, but when he got married, obviously, the space wasn't big enough, so he just found like a place nearby where they could live together, and they found a small apartment
Huh.
nearby. But so yeah, it's not really too many options, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing you can really do is, like, suck it up for the next few years and then move away. Like, actually move away. Not like 5 minutes, but like 20 to 30, hopefully, or like even further, just like go away. Cause like
Yeah,
I don't think it's very healthy for your for your mental health and just your happiness for your dad to have an insanely overbearing attitude towards your life. Like, it's crazy. That's insane to me, cuz you pretty much
mm,
have no freedom.
yeah, yeah. Thankfully, like I guess before, I would always use, like, computer games. Like
Uh-huh.
I would play League, to
I'm
kind of,
surprised he even lets you play League.
yeah. Technically, he doesn't. I say that with quotation marks
Oh
around
my
them
god.
because I'm not allowed to. But
Oh,
I
of
just
course. Of course he doesn't. Makes sense.
I'll, I'll I'll just say, like, yeah, I'm writing a paper, and I just like hop into a League game. I don't know why I
Writing a
play
paper
rank.
smashes keyboard. Writing at the speed of light, Dad. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, but it's like, um, I kind of use like computer games and League, especially to like kind of get away from life in a sense. Um, but my computer is broken down now, so it's like I don't even have that. So,
Oh no. It's doomed.
uh, yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's like, yeah, I'm just kind of lost. You just don't really have much to do.
My dude. I think, yeah, like I said, it might be the quote unquote easiest thing is to just like, you're gonna just have to like, just, what's the word? Deal with it, I guess. Deal with it until later. Because I feel like when you're young and you're financially dependent, there's literally nothing you can do. You're literally pretty much trying to choose between living on the streets or dealing with your parents and living under a roof, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to deal with it, bear with it.
Yeah. Yes.
And then try to keep your
You know.
sanity with like the occasional fun stuff that you can sneak by.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
You
Which
know,
is
I've
keep
dealt with
pretty much
it.
keep doing what you're doing and hang in there.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
I've dealt with it for 19 years. I can deal
Good
with it
God.
for a few more years, right?
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, I guess. Yeah, just grind it out. I guess. Kind of.
Yeah,
Just wait
I think that's
and.
like the quote unquote smartest thing to do because like let's just say you like completely retaliate and like I don't know, let's just even say like your brother will take you in. You are only 5 minutes away. He's probably gonna go and pester you guys all the time. Second of all, like he's gonna like if you want to have any relationship with your dad in the future, like he's probably gonna resent this moment for a long time, and then it's gonna be a strained relationship with your dad anyways, even though it already is, it'll be worse. So it's
Yeah.
like I think like the only thing you can really do is like grind it out until you have your own stable job, and then he will have nothing to say. What is he gonna say? You'll have a job, you'll be making your own income, you don't have to live with him, you don't really have to listen to him at all, actually.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I guess.
I mean, even at your
Yeah. I
age,
guess that's true.
you're an adult. Obviously, you're still young, but you have every right to make your own decisions. You're not a minor anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess it's just kind of more so like growing up. I've always had the idea that, it's my dad, like always above me, like in a authority way.
Yeah,
So
of
it's like,
course.
especially like, growing up, I was homeschooled for a while, so it's like I
Okay.
didn't talk to many people, so
Mhm.
I I always keep to myself, and
Mhm.
it's like I'm kind of in a shell
Mhm.
almost. So it's like
Mhm.
so I guess kind of lashing out and speaking up and kind of how do you say, like standing up for myself against
Mhm.
my dad. It has like almost never been an option. So it's like I've always kind
Yeah.
of let him kind of boss. Like I realize now, like that's probably not the best way to handle things. But I've always kind of, in a sense, let him, kind of boss over me.
I think
Um,
it's like a really tricky dynamic because when you're young, it makes a lot of sense to follow under the instruction of your parents, right? Because, like, they've lived 30, 40, 50 more years than you. They're more experienced in life. They've seen a lot of things. They know what's right and wrong and stuff, obviously, right? But at the same
right.
time, I feel like a lot of parents don't have a good grasp on the actual like mental health and happiness of their children because they can be overbearing. And even if they mean well, and even if they mean well and they think they're doing the right thing and they know they're saying the right stuff, everything doesn't always translate in the way that they think it is, right? Like obviously, your dad, he's like, I know everything's right and like I know this is what you should do, and if you don't follow this path, you're probably going to suffer from it. But what he doesn't understand, I guess, is that maybe you're okay with not being like a millionaire. Maybe you're okay with just, doing whatever job and you'll be happier. Maybe you'll be much happier not like locked up in your room reading a book all day and actually talking to friends and playing video games and like having freedom. And it'll be so much better for your just like mental health and personal growth if you can socialize more. But I don't know why he's super super like focused on, I guess, career pathing and like just your quote unquote future, that he's pretty much robbed you of so many things that can make you a like it's just an overall brighter, happier person, right? Like you're constantly thinking about like just the struggles between your family, and that's what you're focused on instead of just like, hey, I like doing what I do. But you can't do what you like to do because your dad is incredibly overbearing.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. You pretty much hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
Uh.
It do be like that.
Yeah. I guess.
Pray to Jesus. It's
Yeah.
not gonna do anything.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I go to church, so that's
Oh,
actually something I
okay.
do.
I guess it is something that you do.
Uh.
Alright, we'll pray to
So
God and hope he does something for you, my dude.
yeah, I guess, but you know, but yeah, thanks for letting me do the voice call. It really
Yeah,
helps,
no
like,
worries.
especially again, like I don't really get the chance to talk to people like outside my family that often, so this was really nice. So thanks for everything.
Yeah, you're welcome. I really hope that like you can hang in there and just stay strong and like things will get better. Things will get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just
Alrighty.
guess. Yep. See ya.
See ya.